responsibility. Serious situation. Gentlemen, I'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much. Thank you so much indeed. We must talk more on this. Since yesterday, a group of wokes, largely woke and largely rich people, have gone mad and very angry at the Supreme Court. Because the Supreme Court said so many children are being killed and attacked by dogs. And these are stray dogs, who these people call community dogs. If there is no community, where will there be a community dog? The situation is so bad. And by the way, this happens only in India. You won't see this in Washington or London. It's not like there are no animal lovers or dog lovers there. It's a problem unique to India, that you have innocent people being attacked and killed by stray dogs who are extremely aggressive. And this is a stray dog terrorism that has happened all across the country. Now there were some people alleging that the stray dog lovers are now also going to become violent. I have no proof of that, but if that is the case, then we're also very concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the latest on this madness over stray dogs, and then we'll debate.
Dramatic rise in the number of incidents of dog attacking young children, school children, women, men, and elderly. Deaths due to rabies. Taking note, Supreme Court of India delivered a landmark order to clear the streets of Delhi NCR safer for public and move stray dogs to shelter homes. While the order of the Supreme Court was welcomed by Delhi Chief Minister,
इसमें माननीय कोर्ट ने जो आदेश दिया है वो भी हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। हमारा एक ही ध्येय है, दिल्ली की जनता को राहत देना। आज ये प्रॉब्लम जिस विकराल रूप धारण करके दिल्ली के सामने खड़ी है, इसमें हमने पूरी योजना बनाते हुए इस समस्या पे काम हम करेंगे और दिल्ली की जनता को बड़ा लाभ हम लगातार देने वाले हैं।
Congress party saw an opportunity to question the judiciary in this order. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi and Siddaramaiah, one after another, spoke out against the Supreme Court order. The petitioner in case made a rational argument regarding the need for shelter homes. While the Supreme Court order clearly states that any obstruction in implementation of the order will be considered as attempt of court, a group of self-proclaimed animal activists took to the streets of the national capital to protest.
अगर ये बात थी भी, आप वन साइडेड डिसीजन कैसे ले सकते हैं? आपने ये डिसीजन कैसे ले लिया कि वो रिलोकेट होंगे? हमारी भावनाओं के साथ खेलकर जिनके बच्चे और रेबीज वाले जो कुत्ते हैं, मैं ये कह रही हूँ, जो रेबीज वाले कुत्ते हैं, जो डिजीज कुत्ते हैं, आप उनके खिलाफ चलाइए कैंपेन, उनका ट्रीटमेंट करिए। अगर वाकई मानवता को मानने वाले लोग आप हैं, उनका ट्रीटमेंट करिए, उनको शेल्टर लेके जाइए।
Those speaking out for the animal rights conveniently ignored the voices of those who have been victims of the brutal dog attacks.
It's a sigh of relief for people like us who actually had to undergo a trauma of their children having been bitten by stray dogs. I used to feel helpless in the past because there were a lot of legal battles that people like us who have tried to fight it out, but always there was a law opposing us, and it was always the animals rights activists who were getting the upper hand, which I felt was unfair because it has to be a balance. And with this order, I hope there's a ray of hope that this is now going to start in the right direction, and eventually we all will be getting rid of this menace.
Do the rights of animals hold more importance than rights of humans? Like the Supreme Court said in its order, all these so-called animal lovers, will they be able to bring back those children who have given their lives?
Aniket Ujjwal Nigam, Supreme Court advocate, Padma Shri awardee Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, who has very accurate figures and numbers on rabies attacks, terrible attacks. It's so bad, the situation. But we have Aman Lekhi, senior advocate on the Supreme Court, and Adnan Khan. He's a dog behavior specialist. Now, Aniket, you should be careful, because if you call stray dogs, then it is likely that you'll be attacked by these people who call themselves animal lovers. And they're very brutal. So far, they've had the sway because they manage the courts and the system, and they're very loud and aggressive, and anything happens, they sort of counter-attack very sharply. Tell me, Aniket, I want to start with you. Why is it that this time the courts are listening, and the courts seem to be extremely concerned about what's going on?
Arnab, I personally completely welcome the order of the Honorable Supreme Court, because I myself have been a victim of the stray dog attacks. One of my relatives was attacked by these stray dogs and he suffered from rabies, and eventually that young boy died.
How old was he?
Now, as a
How old
family,
was
I have
he?
seen the kind of suffering that one has to go through in incidents like this. And everywhere in our country, particularly in Delhi and cities like Mumbai, we have seen that pack of stray dogs attack young children, they attack elderly people. And it is very important that we draw the line today, because under the garb of compassion, we cannot compromise the safety and security of our own citizens. And Supreme Court today has not chosen humans over dogs, but what the Supreme Court has chosen is safety for all. And it is almost very important now that these dogs are taken to shelter homes where they are taken care of, where they are vaccinated, where they are sterilized, where all good. I mean they are not jeopardized, and at the same time the streets are safe. I ask a question today to all the panelists who are present. Would you permit a stray dog who is probably infected by some disease to walk past by your children or your elderly parents, thinking that the stray dog will not really attack? I think we are mistaken compassion with negligence.
Roughly I'll
Doing
tell you,
something
Aniket.
like this, we would be
Roughly I'll tell you, Aniket.
negligent, because we are putting
this
lives
does
at
not
stake,
affect
and
rich
it is
people
high
so
time that
much.
stray dogs are taken care
Yeah,
of.
I'll tell you
please
just a
understand,
quick
Supreme Court has
response
not
before
really
I hand over on the
asked
other
that these
side
stray dogs
to
should be
Aman.
terminated or they should be
See,
killed.
this
All that
does
the
not
Honorable
affect
Supreme
rich
Court has said
people
that
so
there should be
much.
Shelter homes set up.
Aniket,
where
can you hear me?
these dogs are being taken care of, where they being fed, being vaccinated, and this is security.
Okay, we lost the line with him, so I'll move on to Sanjeev Bagai and Aman Lekhi. You see, this does not affect rich people so much. So rich people have this cute tendency, all our indie dogs are so sweet. Because rich people will not go and walk in areas where stray dog packs will attack them. Mostly, right? So this is a entitled behavior. Besides which, there is also an argument, Dr. Bagai, that is being put, is that stray dogs have a right to live. Now these people will also, interestingly Aman, they don't even agree if you say feed the dog an animal in fixed feeding points. They'll say, why should we listen to you? These poor dogs, they want to eat, can't we feed the poor dogs? And then they'll also say, but dogs are territorial. Once you start feeding a dog in one place, the dog thinks that's his territory. Poor dog, that's not the dog's fault. And then we ask them, what happens if a human walks around that place? Of course the dog will be attacking the humans. Then what's the way not to attack the humans? Don't feed the dogs there. They'll say no. But the dogs will not go to a feeding point. Can the dog understand English? That they will go to a feeding point? Does the dog understand municipal rules? So on and so forth. Mad arguments. I'll tell you, completely mad arguments in the given situation. And a lot of militancy from their side. Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, could you tell Aman Lekhi about what you see on a daily basis, so that they first agree that this is not fiction we're talking about?
Yeah. Good evening. So I think we have to move away from a very romanticized Lululand view that dogs can coexist. Stray dogs can coexist with children and elderlies on the streets, where the behavior of the dogs, stray dogs, is completely unpredictable, unprovoked, and bites are taking place. I don't want the viewers to understand that the end point of only rabies is being discussed. because rabies is one end of the spectrum in which we are losing more than 20,000 Indians every year. 36% of the rabies cases are here. But the fact is that we have more than 30 lakh dog bites every year of what is documented.
Oh, yeah.
Mind the fact that a lot of the statistical data is not being captured because the patients go to local GPs where the records are not digitalized. So the numbers is a lot more. Now, I did a little bit of research, Arnab, on this in the last 2 days, ever since the Supreme Court judgment, which I greatly respect. Secondary bacterial infections because of dog bites in children is up to 35%. Multiple injuries on the head, face, neck is 30%.
My God.
Reconstructive plastic surgery is required up to 33%. Redo secondary surgeries is required up to 81%. This is published data of meta-analysis.
But Sanjeev, most you put this argument to any quote unquote these people, these stray dog lovers, they'll say, because you don't love them. Dogs need love.
Yeah.
Dogs are not bad. You people are bad. Dogs are loving people who happen to live in areas, the poor things become territorial and they attack. What would they do? What would you do? So direct comparison is made. Some La La Land arguments are present.
So
this Menaka Gandhi type militancy is thrust upon people like us.
So there is no question that no cruelty to animals should take place. But the fact is, we can't allow these dog bites to happen to humans, especially children. Avulsion injuries.
But now these film stars are saying, but now you know all these rich film stars who probably don't go beyond their studio or their home out of their exclusive zone, they say, but we love these indies, we love these dogs, they are so sweet. They are so sweet. And what happens if some poor people get killed? We don't get killed. In Delhi, there are 91,000 terrible cases of dog bite, 50% more than last year. But they say, tell us one rich person who gets attacked. Because they live in gated communities. And in their gated, I can tell you, many people are saying today that, you know what, what's wrong? I ask you today, I ask you, Aman, how many street dog packs are running around Camellias, the most expensive apartments? Some of the people who are living in Camellias have begun a move. These are 100 crore flats. They've started a move. Save the stray dogs. How many stray dog packs have attacked people in Camellias? No, they won't. But a 53-year-old woman was fatally killed while she was plucking flowers outside her home in Bengaluru. A 20-month-old girl, Aman, was declared dead in Goa recently. Does it bring a smile to your face, Aman? Brings a smile to your face, aren't you concerned? 3.7 million dog bite cases were registered last year. But animal activists say, we are only feeding these poor things. They are actually sweet. You are bad. You don't understand how sweet these dogs are. Aman, your turn.
Well, Arnab, you're indulging in pixelated theatre. And the mocking...
Theatre. What I'm showing you, is it theatre? Are these visuals also theatre?
I'm saying pixelated theatre. 1. 2. Your mocking, satirical caricature.
No, that's all. That's English. Answer me on fact.
It's very impressive for television, but I don't think it's appropriate for informed, intelligent debate. Let me
saying the Supreme Court is not informed and unintelligent?
Let me speak.
You're saying the Supreme Court is uninformed and unintelligent?
Yes, of course. I'll come to the Supreme Court. Now, I'll answer the Supreme Court. Now, because you mentioned the Supreme Court, I'll deal with the Supreme Court. Now, there are 4 things wrong in the Supreme Court, and I'll deal with the gentleman who was basically banding about these figures. I'll come to them in a minute. And before you say anything and make a class distinction between rich and the others, let me tell you that I personally take care about 100, 150 strays. And as far as strays are concerned, the strays I've got open access even to my house. And I know how strays
keep them in your house. Who's stopping you in your house? Why do you have to feed them on the road? Why do you have to feed them on the road?
Let me speak.
Why do you have to? You may take care of 1,000, but why do you want to feed them on the road? Keep them in your house, Aman.
One-sided.
You won't keep the dog in your house. But you have the liberty to feed him outside your home so that he can go and attack outside people.
You cannot hustle.
So what is
me
this
into
logic?
silence.
I take care. You have the money, you take care of 100 dogs.
Why have you called me if
I'm
why have
asking
called me
you,
if I'm not allowed
but
to
it's
speak?
a very selfish view.
What selfish view? Let me speak. Your view is a selfish view. Let me speak.
Now you guys get very
I'm
intolerant.
dealing with
That's
the
the problem
Supreme Court.
so-called
And
dog
I'll
law.
deal with how the Supreme Court is wrong. First, as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, insofar as it acted upon...
I ask you, I know of a dog feeder outside AIMS. 1 minute. I know of a dog feeder who goes outside AIMS and feeds dogs. Do you know how many dog bites that have happened in and around AIMS? Do you know how many dog bites that have happened in and around AIMS?
Why have you called me so
How
I
many?
can...
No, I'm asking you. I went to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences.
Am I not...
But I'm asking you something. Is it good to feed dogs at AIMS?
Pardon?
Is it good to... Listen to me. No, Aman, let's talk reasonably. I know
Yes,
dog
of course,
feeders
let me talk first.
who feed dogs near
You put a
AIMS.
question to me,
You
I'm
know
going
the
to respond
doctors
to it.
can't walk there because of dog bites.
Beg your pardon?
Doctors in the All India Institute of Medical Sciences live in terror today. You feel happy about it?
I
You won't go there.
Near All India Institute of Medical Sciences, right? And and as far as these questions are concerned, the entire colonies around this are not living in terror. I don't know from where you're
It's
getting
your
that
perspective. You don't live in terror. You have guards in your house. Most people will go out. These people are living in terror.
I am living there.
I ask you one question,
Others are
Aman.
concerned, what
Aman, I
terror
ask
are
you
you
one
talking
question.
There have
about?
been instances
Aman, I ask you
where
one
young
question.
children
I ask you one
elderly
question.
couple are being
Respond.
mauled
Let
by
me
these
respond.
strays.
Let me
There have been
respond.
incidents where
One.
people are dying because of rabies, because of
Why have
these
you
dog
called me?
attacks.
Arnab,
And they don't
this is
attack
not
singly,
supposed to
they
be-
attack in
Let me
large
respond.
packs.
Now
This is high
I'll
time
deal
where
with the Supreme Court order and I'll deal with the other issues that these panelists have actually saying.
Intervention that was tried to be made in the Honorable Supreme Court on behalf of this.
You had your say. Now listen to me.
Supreme Court said we are
Now,
not
as
going
far
to
as
allow
issue is concerned-
any intervention in
as far
this
as
because
issue
this
is
is in the
concerned,
larger
one.
public interest.
As far as the issue is
Supreme
concerned,
Court is
the very
not
basis-
choosing humans over dogs. The Supreme
I
Court
don't know
is
how can
choosing
I
safety for
speak
both.
to this gentleman
We have
who's
seen
interjecting the
instances
way
of
he is,
dog bites.
whoever the fellow is. Can I? You've called me here so that you can have an alternative
I'm
view.
not
Am I not
interjecting
supposed
anybody.
to have a voice?
I'm responding to the issue.
What was responding? I have not spoken. What will you respond to? You're responding to your own comment. I am supposed to.
No,
speak,
not to
then
you.
respond.
Not to you. To
Tell
what
me,
Arnab is
what are you
saying.
responding to?
Not
Your
to you,
imagination.
to what Arnab is
What
saying.
are you
I do not
responding to
know
your
who
prejudice?
this-
You
Arnab,
are
I do not know
responding
who
to
this
ignorance.
speaker is.
What are you
I could
responding
not get
to?
his name. But
Let me speak first and then you respond. There has to be a sense to a debate.
Garb of compassion
And
for
before you
dogs.
speak,
We cannot let young children,
That is
elderly
important.
people die on roads in
People
these
don't
dog
know what
attacks.
issue comes up.
People get
better here.
suffering of rabies, which is an extremely dangerous
What is the-
disease,
I can't-
and that's a
what
very
is-
sad death for any person to have.
Going to speak the way he's going on speaking. What's the point of by saying anything?
Aman,
He's
I
very
want
keen to
ask
speak.
Just one question. May I?
I'm addressing Mr.
May I ask you one question?
I don't know what you are, but let
You
me
may
at least speak what I
say
have
1
to
minute.
say.
That's his name is Aniket Ujwal Nigam. 1 minute, my point. 2 points, just a point here. Let's be very logical about one thing. See, suppose Aman, I come outside your house with about 20 snakes. Okay? And I create a situation where the snakes find home inside your house and outside your house. And I every day come and I feed the snakes.
Right.
Okay? No, understand. Be logical. You said logical, I'll be logical. Okay?
This is not being
And then the
logical,
snakes, and I particularly put out the most
logical
venomous
at all.
rattlesnakes
I'm sorry.
and the
You
cobras,
can't-
and I
you
find the
can't
ones which
substitute-
tend to become
This is logical.
territorial about that area. 1 minute.
This is a
Snakes are
logical
also
fact.
territorial. 1 minute. You go and disturb a
This is a
snake in his
logical
house or
fallacy.
vicinity.
You are substituting
I will feed the snake, a poisonous snake, outside your house, and there'll be from 20 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200. One day there'll be 1,000 snakes outside Aman, your house, right? And then Adnan Khan will come and I'll tell you, Adnan Khan, people like him will come and say, you have to understand the behavior of dogs, but I'd say you understand the behavior of snakes. The snakes will come out at the first opportunity to disturb them from where they are. They will bite
Have
you.
you ever heard of a straw man argument?
They will
Arnab?
bite you. There's not a straw man argument.
Yeah,
They'll
have
bite
you ever- no, I'm not-
But,
this is
but
not a
if you,
straw man.
but
Have you
then
ever
when you
heard of a
come and
straw
tell
man
me, I
argument?
don't want to live around snakes that bite me, I'll say the problem is with your perspective. You don't understand that there are snakes are also animals.
You don't look
Snakes
at
are
the
human. Snakes have feelings.
Focus on a person.
Snakes have feelings.
Ridiculed
And so what if they are poisonous?
You are
The
not dealing
problem with
snakes.
you is that
And
you
we are not
deserve to
dealing
be
with
bitten by a snake because you do not understand the psychology of a snake.
Altogether.
No, you have no answer to what I've said.
So that there is absolutely nothing you can say. Because if you have to give an example of snakes to attack dogs, then quite obviously...
Why? What's the difference between a pack of dogs who are killing babies and snakes who can also potentially kill?
For killing babies...
You don't like the argument.
Okay, what about murder? What about murderers? The murderers are snakes. Everyone
No,
is a
I'm
snake.
talking of
Don't
animals.
move
It's
out
your
of your
choice
house.
of animals.
Don't move out of your house.
It's a
Next
choice
time
of
someone
animals.
shoots you,
Don't
there's
give me
a
the animal
possibility
love
someone
argument.
out the house.
Anyway,
Don't
so
move
many
out the
people are dying, Aman. Okay,
Don't
Samir
move out the-
Patel is calling from Mumbai.
Yeah.
Samir Patel.
Can I just frame my
Patel.
proposition?
Samir Patel
Okay.
calling from Mumbai. I'm getting a few
Patel.
calls.
My name is Samir Patel.
Yes, go on, Samir.
Yeah, I've been the victim of dog bite in a year twice. One in Mumbai and one in Gujarat. And such a nightmare. I had to put in a tattoo on my leg so that it should not be a nightmare to my eyes. And to take that injections, again, it's a nightmare. And I support Supreme Court and I say it should not be in Delhi. It should be pan-India.
Yeah, but 100 people go and they'll do a dharna in India Gate. They'll say we represent the people of India. What is this? We're a democracy. I have Adnan Khan on the call. Adnan.
Arnab, all due
Adnan.
respect to the Supreme Court's order and on the people that you're bringing out that have been affected, okay, let's keep the sentiment aside because the sentiment's triggering you and giving the most ridiculous analogy and comparing them to strays or brandishing them as terrorists. My question would be maths and economics. Let's assume that you pick up all of these strays now and put them in this magical land that you're talking about that no one knows where it is and no one has allocated it. You're assuming that in the next 6 months, new litters are not going to be born, inbred, you're not neutering them. Within 6 months, you're going to have the same number of dogs.
How can you neuter them, Adnan? You know the logical reason. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, Adnan. One point to you. I have understood. Adnan.
Which handler and which van?
Adnan, tell me.
Appears out of nowhere, and you're picking up strays, but you're not reducing the population. That is the need of the hour.
This is a failed argument, Adnan. I'll tell you why.
People are going to
This
commit
is a failed
offences
argument.
no matter
Do you
what.
think you are the only Indians, people in Delhi are the only dog lovers? There are no dog lovers in London.
Don't put
When you go to
anybody in
London, do you see stray dogs attacking people?
Have you seen the
Do you see
quality
stray
of
dogs
handlers
attacking people?
and the systemic agendas and
Tell me any
protocols
other
that
country in the world, any
you
other
have-
part of
you
the
have
world where
any
stray dog
other-
attacks
you have
happen?
any other steps beyond just pick them up and put them in a shelter? First, tell me where are those shelters? What is going
They'll
to
happen,
happen?
don't worry.
Over there? Who's going
We
to
can
pay
send
for
rockets
that?
to the moon.
Is
We
it
can
gonna
build
come from
shelters,
our
don't worry.
taxes? Or is there don't worry, so you're picking them up tomorrow, but you
It'll
don't know
happen.
where
No,
to
what's your
go.
concern?
Right, my
What's your
concern
concern?
is the exact one that I've asked you right now, that where are these shelters that never existed till about yesterday?
Well,
All
I'll
of a
tell you,
sudden,
I'll
miraculous
one minute.
Delhi,
Adnan,
land parcels have arrived out of nowhere.
Adnan,
Who are these handlers
you
that
see
are
the
going to
problem
pick
is you
up
guys don't
dogs?
listen, Adnan. You're very militant about it. That's why you're losing. Are you going to follow the court orders or not?
How am I supposed to follow it? I'm not a government-sanctioned handler. Where are these
Good.
government-sanctioned
So the
handlers?
government-sanctioned handlers will handle it. You guys stop.
I would respect the
But
order.
why are
If
you
there
guys
is
crying?
If there is
If you
some
respect the
further
court, let
course
the
of
law be
action that is
implemented.
Proposed,
What is
can
the
you
law?
tell me what is the next step? Pick
The
up
next
these
step
dogs,
is to make sure
pick
that
them
our
up.
streets are safe.
Who is going to
Their
neuter them?
problem is-
Are those
Arnab,
dogs
Arnab,
not going to interbreed in that shelter without neutering
Not
them?
my
Are they
concern. The
not
life
going
cycle
to
of dogs is
interbreed?
not bigger concerns to care about.
Of course it is. It's basic maths and basic economics that you're disregarding over.
Why don't you
the
start a
supplement
shelter
that you
yourself?
can.
Arnab,
And what
the
about rich
municipal
and poor?
authorities will take care
Everyone
of
has
all
the
these
same
issues.
right
Why
on
don't you
this
start
planet.
by running a shelter for 50,000 dogs? You can afford
I
it.
will happily.
So do
but
that.
where's
We're good
the
for you.
budget For it? Where is the budget for it? What about
But
the
you
budget
organize, no, you want to save the dogs, find the money.
I don't know what
If the government in charge would have neutered them in time, this
Okay.
day would have never come.
Anyway,
If you
ladies and gentlemen, no. See, this is
would
now.
have not eaten up the dogs, neutering money.
Adnan and Aman, be reasonable.
Right?
Arnab, the cost of treating human beings with dog bites is a lot more than creating
Okay.
room for shelters for the dogs.
Exactly. So now you want to allocate
Okay.
taxpayers' money onto chicken rice and shelters for them, but you
Okay, viewers, I've run short. I've just run short of time on this one, but I will pick this up. Clearly, with the number of calls that came in, it's a public issue. On the other side tonight, Rahul Gandhi talks about vote chori. It's actually Truth Chori by Rahul Gandhi. When I'm back.
For a quick breather. Arnab will be.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान,
इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
जब मुंबई से वापस कोल्हापुर शिफ्ट हुआ तो सबने कहा कि ड्रीम सिटी को छोड़ रहा है। ड्रीम सिटी, तो मैंने कहा ड्रीम में तो यही गलियां आती हैं। तो जब ये रियलाइज़ हुआ कि कुछ बड़ा करने के लिए बड़े शहर में रहने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, तब लगा कि लाइफ में ग्रो किया। कशित आई, ऐसे बॉय मिलते मुंबई में, चांस ही नहीं।
SIP करो, इन्वेस्ट करो, लाइफ में ग्रो करो।
प्रतिभूति बाजार में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। निवेश करने से पहले सभी संबंधित दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
सिंधु की तरफ इस किस्म की हमला के बारे में सोच।
Amity is proud to announce the commencement of its 12th university in India, Amity University, Hyderabad. At the prime location of AeroCity Hyderabad Airport, has a strong focus on high-end research with brilliant students and distinguished faculty who share our mission to change the world together. To apply for this year's session, visit amity.edu/Hyderabad.
My birthday gift to पापा, ये उनके पापा की पहली गाड़ी एक गराज में पड़ी थी दार्जिलिंग में। फिर 3 मैकेनिक, पेंटिंग, पॉलिशिंग। जब इसे फाइनली घर लाया ना, तब लगा लाइफ में ग्रो किया है। बुलाओ।
SIP करो, इन्वेस्ट करो, लाइफ में ग्रो करो।
प्रतिभूति बाजार में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। निवेश करने से पहले सभी संबंधित दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन
Arnab Goswami on the debate.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And I want to begin tonight by cautioning you. I think the Congress party is going to start a very, very dangerous campaign aimed at making you lose your faith in India's democracy. And for all of you watching this tonight, I would say to you, be very, very careful of what the Congress party is going to try and do. They've realized they have lost the elections. They're unlikely to win any elections. They're unlikely to come into power. And hence, they are going to start a campaign to try and make you believe that Indian democracy is dead. And it comes from the same person, Rahul Gandhi, who says India is not a nation. It comes from the same person, Rahul Gandhi, who signed a secret agreement with the Chinese. It comes from the same person, Rahul Gandhi, ladies and gentlemen, the same person who has said that the Indian economy is dead. So a person who's run, and the same person who goes to America and says, please come and interfere in our democracy. So you need to be extremely careful. But I want to expose their intent tonight. They want to start a campaign saying, especially Rahul Gandhi wants to start a campaign saying, vote chori. He feels he's got a popular name, vote chori. He thinks it will resonate with people. He thinks it will increase anti-incumbency. It will build disaffection. And on that basis, since he's unable to win elections or come to power in this country, he will hit the streets. And by hitting the streets, he will carry out street anarchy as opposed to the discipline and possibilities of electoral democracy. By doing so, he will be insulting the institutions of this country. The Supreme Court, which he always questions, the Election Commission, which he abuses, and the Parliament of India, which he disrespects. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to expose tonight what the truth really is. The truth is, this is not about vote chori. What Rahul Gandhi has done is truth chori, not vote chori. He has stolen the truth and replaced it with his falsehood. Hence, truth chori must stop. Here are three fundamental reasons which expose Rahul Gandhi's lies. I had already put out some yesterday, but I would like to put out 3 points tonight which will convince you about how, the kind and degree and obviousness of Rahul Gandhi's lies. First, he's trying to manufacture suspicion over new voters. Rahul Gandhi has no problem, and the people supporting him have no problem if Bangladeshis and Rohingyas enter the country and they are inculcated and grown as Muslim vote banks by the Congress party and its allies. They have no problems with infiltration. But they say, why are there new voters? Why are there so many new voters who are being added? And that is evidence of rigging. And they talk about different states. Let me start with the case of Maharashtra to tear apart Rahul Gandhi's lie. In Maharashtra, voter growth between the general and assembly elections in 2024 was 4.4%, which means the last Maharashtra assembly election and then the national election of 2024, the voter growth was 4.4%, ladies and gentlemen, which is much lower than the 4.7% growth which happened in a similarly comparable period when the Congress was in power in 2024. First-time voters aged 18 to 19 increased from 1.5 crore in 2019 to 1.85 crore in 2024 due to demographic trends, because India has more young people who are coming into the age group of 18 to 19. This is not political manipulation. So I have proved to you today that actually the voter growth was more in the Congress time than in the BJP time, but Rahul Gandhi wants you to believe that there are new voters being added in Maharashtra now, and hence this proves that there is rigging. It's insane. The claim is completely different from the truth. That's first example of Rahul Gandhi's truth chori. The second example, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to bring to you tonight. Rahul Gandhi says that CCTV access is restricted because the government has something to hide. Hence, CCTV access is not allowed because this is a very bad government and the Modi government has told the Election Commission and the Election Commission is biased and they've stopped CCTV access. This is such a falsehood. The Representation of People's Act, which determines how elections happen, passed when Congress party was in power. The RPA, the relevant act, mandates that footage is stored for 45 days and can only be accessed via a judicial order to protect voter privacy, especially Naxal affected and sensitive regions like Kashmir, where you have to make sure that in no way do the people who are voting, does any information go out at any point of time through any CCTV or any other technical device to reveal their voter preference. This has been decided when the Congress party was in power and inserted as a proviso of the Representation of People's Act. Rahul Gandhi is now saying Narendra Modi has got this done. Election Commission is biased. What a lie. What an absolute lie. Example number 3, ladies and gentlemen, and this should seal the case. Rahul Gandhi now believing he might lose Bihar because he's neither working as hard as people like Prashant Kishore or is he as dynamic as he should have been. He's saying that there should be no cleaning up of the voter list, let it be. Let there be people who are dead. Let there be people who are migrated. Let there be duplicate voters, non-submissions. He feels he has to protect all these voters and he has to oppose this special intensive revision or SIR. Ladies and gentlemen, the Election Commission should be complimented, should get awards for cleaning up 65.2 lakh bogus voters in Bihar, out of which there are 22 lakh who have died, 35 lakh who have migrated outside, 7 lakh duplicate, 2.2 lakh non-submissions. Now imagine this is a whole ecosystem of the Congress party of ghost voters, infiltrators, dead people. How can anybody in his right mind say that these 6.52 bogus votes or dead votes or ghost votes or duplicate votes should be allowed to remain in the list? How dirty would an electoral list be? And hence it's completely crazy, viewers, that when these facts are put out, people call me and tell me, oh no, we didn't know these things. And thank you for putting this empirical evidence out. Thank you for telling us that there is no solid proof to back the lies of the opposition. But viewers, that brings me to my fundamental point tonight. Please be careful. Those people who want to spread lies, who want to do truth chori, to make you lose faith in your country's democracy. They cannot be pro the nation. And then they get very, very angry when people say that had you truly felt strongly for the nation, you would not have spoken like this. But this is the truth, viewers. I once again openly challenge Rahul Gandhi for a one-on-one conversation with me. I know the last one didn't go very well for him. But let's have a last one. I'll come with my facts and he will come with his. That is, if he wants to face me again. And ladies and gentlemen, if that were to happen, as they say in Hindi, doodh ka doodh aur pani ka pani. Till then, my request to Rahul Gandhi and to the opposition leaders who are supporting him is to look at these facts. Consider the fact that at the end of the day, we must do nothing to hurt national interest. It must always be nation first. We must stop the lies. We must pursue the truth. We must no longer do any more truth chori. Thank you for watching this. And please circulate it among as many people as possible so that no one, anytime, anywhere, can attack the interests of our nation. Let's debate.
ಈ ಒಂದು ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಅಥವಾ ವಜಾ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಪದ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಆದರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಷಡ್ಯಂತ್ರ ಪಿತೂರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಪಿತೂರಿ ಷಡ್ಯಂತ್ರ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನೇನು ನಡೆದಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಮುಖಂಡಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಏನೇನು ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಾಲ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
This is K.N. Rajanna, the minister ousted by the Congress party because he raised his dissent against the vote chori allegation and made Rahul Gandhi look like he lied. The tribal leader claims there is a huge conspiracy behind his ouster, even as the state unit has been conveniently putting the blame on the High Command.
My party will be looking at everything. My party will be looking at it and on what contest decision has been taken. You all know about it. I don't want to comment on that. We all have to bow to the decision of the party high command.
The inside story points towards a deeper mess that the Congress party is in.
A vote chori claim has ended up dividing the entire Congress party in Karnataka. Rahul Gandhi tried to go to Karnataka and claim that votes were being stolen. Instead, what he's done is that he's split his party down the middle once again. As the Karnataka chief minister is now miffed that his closest aide has been sacked by Rahul Gandhi. And on the other hand, DK Shivakumar camp is celebrating. This war is out in the open. An inside story in Karnataka is that Surjewala asked Siddaramaiah to sack Rajanna. Siddaramaiah says no, and then Siddaramaiah was asked to talk to Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi says sack him now, and immediately he was sacked. Now the message that's gone out is that Siddaramaiah has had a loss of face and hasn't gone down well in the state of Karnataka, given that Siddaramaiah is still, for the Congress party, the mass leader.
Supporters of the sacked minister created furore in his constituency over his unceremonious removal from the state cabinet. The controversy surrounding the Congress party did not end up there. 48 hours after Congress used a clip of actor KK Menon promoting their vote theft campaign,
रुको यार, रोल करना बंद करो। अगर आप ये रील देख रहे हो ना, इसका मतलब क्या? वोट चोरी के खिलाफ कैंपेन में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे हो? अरे अभी जाओ, बायो में लिंक दी है, उस पर जाके फॉर्म भरो, नीचे कैप्शन में नंबर दिया है, उस पर मिस कॉल मारो, आवाज उठाओ, अपना वोट चोरी होने से बचाओ।
Actor KK Menon has firmly denied having any role in the Congress party's vote chori campaign. Even as another stunt in parliament around Minta Devi came undone. As it turned out, even here the opposition got it all wrong. Minta Devi is actually 35 years old and not 124 years old as they claimed, and is a legitimate voter in Bihar. The BJP has doubled down on the Congress party.
वोट चोरी हो रही है इलेक्शन कमीशन के द्वारा, और जब कर्नाटका का उन्होंने सो कॉल्ड 100% प्रूफ दिया तो फैक्ट चेक भी हुए, और उनके ही नेता राजन्ना जो एसटी कम्युनिटी से आते हैं, उन्होंने भी फैक्ट चेक किया। कहा राहुल गांधी जी अगर ये चोरी हुई तो हम क्या कर रहे थे, तो उनको तुरंत राहुल गांधी ने फतवा इशू करके बर्खास्त कर दिया।
MPs fainting,
वोट चोरी बंद करो, दादागिरी बंद करो,
parliamentarians being hurt, the opposition is backing Congress's unsubstantiated claims of vote theft. The vote chori mess is only getting bigger.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone. My first question is to Priyanka Kakkar. Twin Sena of the BJP, Karan Verma, right-leaning, Jyotsna Tinugare, TDP, Pankaj Sharma, pro-Congress, Pullarao, pro-DMK. Priyanka, you know, I would just like to caution you by saying to you at the start, you be very careful about supporting Congress on this, and I'll tell you why. Because Congress party has also said that you have done vote chori in Punjab. So, you be careful about supporting Congress because they have said that you have done vote chori in Punjab. So, wherever Congress loses,
Arnab,
they say there's vote chori. So, just wanted to say that to you right at the start. Thank you.
Sure, thank you for bringing that to my notice, Arnab. Let me assure you, I'm not supporting Congress. You will never find me supporting Congress. I'm standing with my country, and I urge everybody who has an iota of Desh Bhakti in him to stand against what is happening right now. We have been raising the issue of vote chori since the past. You would have seen before 4 months ago, we had 4 months of regular press conferences where we brought to notice about the 11,1800 voter deletion application filed by Vishal Bharadwaj, who is a Karyakarta of the BJP, and very boldly wrote that he's a Karyakarta of BJP and he seeks deletion of 11,018 name and Chadra alone. Legally, he could not have done so, but on 22nd November 2024, Election Commission proceeded to work on his instructions. That is one example. The other is in 14 constituencies, including that of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal ji. 42,000 votes were deleted in one constituency alone. These are matter on record. We filed an application with an affidavit to the Election Commission. The Election Commission remains silent to date. This is not a new allegation for us. Rahul Gandhi may have woken up to it after about a year. But we brought this to the notice of the Election Commission and to everybody before Delhi elections. Also, what I must say is, you raised a very important issue about 45 days being the period for protecting the CCTV footage. The Election Commission did go to BJP after that order was made, where the petitioner was granted access to the CCTV footages of the Haryana elections. That petitioner has till date not gotten that CCTV footage. He is gone to the High Court in Delhi in contempt petition. That is another matter altogether. Now, what is happening in Bihar and why it should concern us is that the onus of proving that you are a citizen has befallen on the citizen. And tomorrow, if somebody says that you committed a murder, the police says this, that Arnab Goswami committed a murder, the onus is on the police to prove that Arnab Goswami was talking to the assailant at this time or is seen as CCTV footage at this time. Here is the body, here is Arnab's track going to that place to commit the murder. The onus is not on you to prove that you did not commit the murder. Please understand. Similarly, what is happening in Bihar right now, the onus is on the citizen to prove that he is a citizen and not the...
One small point, Priyanka. Because you brought my name, my personal experience with Congress and Congress-led governments has been different. If they accuse me of anything, it is the onus is on me, not on them. Please continue.
That Congress is not the law. I am talking about what the law mandates. How can you put Congress on such a pedestal?
I'm saying here tonight. I say tonight to you, for example, reasonably speaking to you, see, I am of a view that everybody can raise questions about any irregularities, okay? If there is voter roll padding which is going on, we must look at whether there is voter roll padding in Kerala also. We must look at whether there are fake birth certificates linked to bogus addresses in Raebareli also, or whether there are 2 lakh doubtful voters in 300 booths in Diamond Harbour showing 15% increase of voters in just 4 years in Bengal also. We can't be selective about it. I gave an example yesterday that Rahul Gandhi is, I feel what Rahul Gandhi is trying to do, Priyanka. I know you're not supporting Congress. I feel that what Rahul Gandhi is trying to do is a silly and childish game.
I'll tell you what he's
trying to create a sense of manufactured doubt. And I wanted to investigate it. Just give me a moment. Rahul Gandhi says there are a lot of people voting after 5 p.m. It's just like if you say something with confidence, you think people will believe. But what is the fact? The fact is, and I put that graphic yesterday, voting rate before 5 p.m. is 58 lakh per
By
hour.
discussing Rahul Gandhi, you trivializing
voting
the debate.
rate,
The question
voting rate, Priyanka, listen to the hard fact. Listen to the hard fact.
Rahul Gandhi is not important.
Forget Rahul Gandhi. He's not important. I agree. Voting rate before 5 p.m. is 58 lakh per hour. Voting rate after 5 p.m. is 32 lakh per hour, which means it comes down by 50%. Now, you cannot lie and say that there is a huge surge after 5 p.m. The rate actually comes down. I just don't want these lies to be spread so that my country's electoral democracy is not defamed. I'd like Tuhin to come in, and Tuhin, she's not backing Congress on this, she says. Yes.
Arnab, there is a larger point which, you and I can't escape and the people of this country can't escape. From Chaukidar Chor Hai to Constitution is in danger to vote chori. In the last few years, the Congress party has very consistently followed a 2-point agenda. Number 1, to demonize the institutions of this country, and number 2, to malign the country globally. At one point of time, Naxals used to do that. Now that Naxals are on the verge of being eliminated, it seems Congress has made a conscious choice to occupy the space vacated by them. Now, in the last 2 days, most of their propaganda has been thwarted, has been decimated, whether it is Minta Devi. Minta Devi, they claimed, is a 124-year-old woman. Eventually, it was found out to be a clerical error. These clerical errors are the reason why SIR is necessary, which Rahul Gandhi is opposing tooth and nail. This shows the hypocrisy of that man. In the last 2 days, 2 senior Congress leaders, KJ Rajanna, a tribal leader from Karnataka, was sacked, and today, Gopalganj, in Bihar, Gopalganj district president has openly criticized Rahul Gandhi and said, why are they not filing official complaints against the draft voter list brought out 12 days ago? So it is very clear. Please remember, Rahul Gandhi is a person who has 20 defamation cases against him. He must thank his stars that Minta Devi today or an Aditya Srivastav are not resourceful enough, or else, probably in the last 5 days, he would have had many more defamation cases. He enjoys maligning people. He enjoys the, shoot and scoot kind of politics. But if this is what the Congress is going ahead with, mind you, the consolation prize of 99 seats is going to come back to 44, which was the case in 2014.
Now, Minta Devi is a lady. It's a very interesting case here. Rahul Gandhi has got some expensive T-shirts made, branded T-shirts, and in the t-shirts he's put the face of Minta Devi, and somebody in his troll brigade has given him this stupid idea that if you use the picture of somebody, a woman from a village, and make Minta Devi into a hashtag, you can use the name and the face of Minta Devi to claim that there is electoral fraud that has happened in this country. I won't like to pull the soundbite. This lady is very angry today. She says, who is Rahul Gandhi to put my face on a t-shirt and to put the Minta Devi name on the t-shirt? I want to show the pictures today because for Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi, they're reducing this country's governance system to a joke. I want to show the pun where they put Minta Devi, Minta Devi. It's like you've tried, you think it is like going to a cricket match. And in parliament, you think this is a game. I'll wear a t-shirt of Minta Devi. And the poor lady is feeling so hurt, so angry, so humiliated, Karan. You know, can I have the pictures, producers, of the Minta Devi t-shirt wearing visuals? Not these ones. Not these ones. They're standing in a line this morning with the Minta Devi t-shirts. I get so angry. You'd want to take the picture of a poor village woman and make a poor village woman into a hashtag. But they forgot, Karan, that a poor woman from a village can fight back. And she has put Rahul Gandhi in his place. Karan.
When Rahul Gandhi said that I want to fight the Indian state, he actually meant it. We are seeing this fight against the Indian state. He wants to discredit our elections, wants to reduce everything to a cheap soundbite. As you raised about Minta Devi, there are so many instances when this man has had to land up with a foot in his mouth. He apologized recently in Lucknow when he had said, "Hamare sainik pit ke aaye the." He had to apologize. The judge pulled him up, said, "You cannot be an Indian for speaking like this." He apologized for Chaukidar Chor hai. So many times this guy has had to apologize, and every single institution, Arnab, as you rightly said, he has cast aspersions on that. He wants to weaken our democracy. When we say that this man is perhaps not in the best interest of our country or anti-national, they make a huge hue and cry. But here he is. He's fighting the Indian state. And ask him. He won the Jharkhand elections on the same system. He won the Himachal Pradesh elections. He won in Telangana. Even in Telangana, 22 lakh voters were deleted. What's wrong with this man? This man is a poster boy for SIR. When he talks of duplication of votes, when he talks about the deceased voters, that is precisely what is happening. Under Article 324, we are seeing the SIR happen. What is wrong with this person? This is the big question today. There's a reason why this man has lost 93 elections. And now, when he's lost so many elections and he's nothing left to blame, he's blaming the tools. Just like a bad worksman, he blames his tools. नाच ना जाने आंगन टेढ़ा. ये है राहुल गांधी के जीवन की कहानी. इनको लड़ना नहीं आता चुनाव. लोगों का मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं. मिंटा देवी जी को ले आए हैं. क्या है ये? कहां तक गिरेंगे?
Can I run the bite of Minta Devi now? Is the producers, do they have it?